Jake is done. Well, he's punches and bunches. He throws missiles, not just one bomb, freaking one after the other. Cuss would say he moved his head so great, the guy couldn't hit him with a machine gun.
Okay, you're gonna beat this kid, Jake Paul?
Very badly. I don't look at this like it's gonna be easy fight. This guy's gonna be prepared. I'm prepared for it. I'm training extremely hard, yeah.
Like, yeah, if he can do that, if he can actually do that for 8 rounds or 10 rounds, however long this fight is.
Well, that's gonna be the key, isn't it?
Can he do that? I don't know if he can do that. I mean, he had to pull out the first fight because he had an ulcer.
Right.
So it's, you know.
Well, I like him, but in this particular fight, he has to go. I started Jake Paul off. On my fight with Roy Jones, I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided I started him, and I'm going to finish him.
And I'm telling you, if you keep giving that guy hormones and you keep giving that guy supplements and he's constantly training, Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to make it.
Sacrifice everything every single day. You know, have a 15-person team working around the clock.
Mike, by yourself, Jeff. Mike.
Good instructions given by the ref in the early going. Mike gets it with the right hand, and ATN is down. He was really there with a punch right hand. It's up to 5.
Punches you were hitting him with, you are just so destructive.
Yeah, I don't know how he took all those, but
I too. We're getting ready for you. Same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the out.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the latest drama surrounding Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Jake Paul is reportedly in full-on panic mode after Mike Tyson announced new fight details. Is the problem child about to get his world rocked? Let's find out. Jake Paul has been on a meteoric rise in the boxing world. From his early days fighting fellow YouTubers to taking on retired MA stars, Paul has always been in the spotlight. His recent decision to ditch a previous fight to take on Mike Perry raised eyebrows and apparently ruffled Mike Tyson's feathers. Paul's victory over Mike Perry was supposed to set the stage for his next big challenge. However, this move didn't sit well with Tyson, who saw it as a slight. The baddest man on the planet is now more determined than ever to put Paul in his place. In a recent interview, Mike Tyson dropped a bombshell on Jake Paul. Not only did he announce new fight rules, but he also exposed Jake's dirty tactics. Tyson's experience and knowledge of the sport mean he knows every trick in the book, and he's making sure Jake can't use any of them in their upcoming fight. Mike Tyson, I've been in this game for 38 years. You think I don't know every secret nook and cranny to dig up someone's dirt? Jake Paul's decision to ditch his previous fight to take on Mike Perry was a slap in the face. Now, he's going to regret it. Jake Paul, known for his love of drama and trash talk, turned up the heat after Tyson's announcement. He called Tyson old, a sick chicken, and even dragged Tyson's family into the mix. But Tyson, cool as a cucumber, didn't fire back with insults. Instead, he quietly prepared, waiting for the right moment to strike. Jake Paul, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man out. Jake's bravado might come back to haunt him. The problem child is now in full-on panic mode, sweating bullets as he realizes the gravity of his situation. The boxing community has had enough of influencer boxing and is backing Iron Mike. Tyson's return is seen as a chance to restore respect to the sport. Here's what some legends have to say. Evander, Holyfield, Mike's got the experience and the power. Jake's got some serious punch power, but it's not enough to put him in the same ring as Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis Jake Paul is a YouTuber who stumbled into boxing. Tyson, on the other hand, is a boxing encyclopedia. There's no comparison. Tyrone Woodley Jake's got to screw loose, man. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles Iron Mike. Both fighters are in intense training camps. Tyson's workouts are a reminder of his legendary status, while Paul's dedication shows he's taken this fight seriously. Tyson, even at 57, is training like he's still in his prime.
Me too. We're getting ready for you.
His rigorous regimen is a testament to his determination. Remember when he recently had a health emergency? That's because he's pushing himself to the limit. Jake Paul is also training hard, but is it enough? His claims of knocking Tyson out might just be all talk. Boxing isn't just about throwing punches, it's about strategy, footwork, and defense. Tyson, with decades of experience, is a master strategist. Jake, on the other hand, is still learning the basics. Boxing analyst One Tyson's ring IQ is unmatched. He can read his opponent, anticipate their moves, and adjust on the fly. Boxing analyst 2 Jake has power, but he lacks the strategy and experience Tyson possesses. It's like comparing a high school football player to an NFL pro.
Do you think you can knock him out?
Can I ask you a question? I think there's a very high chance of that.
Kind of insulting. It's brave, it's bold of him, but it's like, Jesus Christ, there's levels.
You have your arms, you have your chest.
Paul can crack.
Yeah.
100%. That knockout of Tyron Woodley is legit as fuck. He can crack.
Jake fought a guy who was his age and who was also considered a boxer, and he lost. So if you can keep fighting fucking 50-something-year-olds...
You don't think Tyson has a chance?
And making a living at it. I think that Mike Tyson has a puncher's chance against any...
Do you think you can knock him out?
Can I ask you a question? I think there's a very, very high chance of that.
You think you can knock out Mike Tyson?
He's not the same. He's not the same fighter that he once was, and he knows that.
Stop it, bro. You think you can beat up every white guy? What are you talking about?
I think it's a great fight. I think it is a great fight for that exact reason. Me boxing on the outside, him trying to come forward to knock me out. I have one punch power. He has one punch power. Who wins?
The night of November 15th promises to be unforgettable. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if Paul can defy the odds and defeat a legend, or if Tyson will show that he's still the baddest man on the planet. With every passing day, the anticipation for this fight grows.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you.
These are real fights. Boxing isn't just a game. If you're not 100% prepared, you're going to get hurt. This isn't some YouTube prank, it's real life, and Jake needs to understand that. Let's jump to Rogan's reaction. Don't get me wrong. The UFC commentator isn't a hater. He gives the problem child credit where it's due. You can't deny that Jake has given us some epic knockouts. I'm sure you've seen his fights with Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren. Paul can crack minus 100%. That knockout of Tyron Woodley is legit as ____. He can crack. However, he's in deep waters after his recent sparring mishap. Take it from Rogan, the kid has worked hard and he's taken on some tough opponents. But this knockout is a wake-up call. There's a big difference between fighting other celebrities or retired athletes and stepping into the ring with a real seasoned professional boxer. Jake needs to understand that. Come on. You can't compare fighting Mike Tyson to a fight with Tommy Fury or Nate Diaz. He's up against the baddest man on the planet this time, and that's not something you can rule out. Rogan's recent verbal jabs at Jake Paul's approach to training and fighting have everyone talking. The UFC commentator believes that Jake might be getting too cocky and not respecting the sport enough, and he's not alone. Fans have noticed this too. Paul hasn't taken his fight with Tyson seriously. Even for a second, ever since it was announced, he's treating this like he's stepping into the ring with a newbie. Jake's got a problem with crossing that overconfidence line, but this time he has really taken things too far. Do you think you can knock him out? I think there's a very high chance of that. He's not the same fighter that he once was, and he knows that. Jake said, but this overconfidence might just be his downfall. On the other hand, Mike Tyson, the 57-year-old beast, is gearing up like he's preparing for his debut. There's a reason why Mike's considered the best boxer of all time. He's got a champion's mindset, which means he gives every single fight his blood, sweat, and tears. No matter who the opponent is, even in a clash with Jake Paul, he's training like a beast. Mike's training footage compared to Jake's sparring fail is a wake-up call for the YouTuber-turned-boxer, to say the least. This performance has raised a lot of eyebrows in the fight world, and boxing pros are hopping on the bandwagon to share their 2 cents on the whole fiasco. Very few have praised Jake Paul for finally stepping in with tough opponents, while many others are on the same page as Rogan and believe that Jake might be in over his head. UFC President Dana White always has something to say about Jake, and he has weighed in. White has been against the Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul matchup since day one. He's a strong believer that Mike should stay out of the ring for good and respect his age. He believes that Paul is making a dirty move. Jake Paul's rise in boxing has had a significant impact on the sport. On one hand, he has brought new attention and viewership to boxing, attracting a younger audience who might not have otherwise been interested. On the other hand, his fights have sparked a debate about the integrity of the sport and the rise of celebrity boxing. Joe Rogan boxing is about skill, dedication, and genuine competition. What Jake Paul is doing might be entertaining, but it's not real boxing. Celebrity boxing is not a new phenomenon, but the scale and attention that Jake Paul has brought to it are unprecedented. His ability to generate buzz and draw viewers has made him a polarizing figure in the boxing world. Some see him as a disruptor, bringing fresh energy to the sport, while others see him as a threat to its traditions and values. Fans' reactions were like, I think Jake Paul is great for boxing. He's bringing in new fans and making the sport exciting again. Another one added, Jake Paul is a joke. He's not a real boxer and his fights are just spectacles. It's not what boxing is supposed to be about. The announcement of a fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson sent shockwaves through the boxing community. The match was billed as a clash of generations, with Tyson's legendary status and raw power pitted against Jake's youth and social media prowess. Mike Tyson, despite being 58, has shown remarkable physical condition in his recent training sessions. His dedication to maintaining his fitness and training with top coaches like Rafael Cordeiro has kept him in impressive shape. Joe Rogan Mike Tyson is still a beast. His power is the last thing to go, and he's training with some of the best in the business. Age might slow him down, but he's still dangerous. The fight was set to be a major event, drawing interest from both boxing fans and casual viewers. However, concerns about Tyson's health and readiness began to surface. Despite his impressive training, Tyson had been dealing with various health issues, leading some to question whether he should be stepping into the ring at all. Mike Tyson, I love this sport. It's given me so much and I want to give back. If that means stepping into the ring again, then so be it. The controversy reached its peak when Jake Paul announced he was pulling out of the fight. The news sent shockwaves through the boxing community, with many accusing Jake of running away from a real challenge. Joe Rogan's reaction was immediate and intense, condemning Jake for what he saw as a cowardly move. Joe Rogan, this is a cowardly move. Jake Paul has shown his true colors today and it's disgraceful. Running away from Mike Tyson? Come on, man. The backlash was swift, with fans and analysts alike questioning Jake's commitment to boxing. Some saw it as a smart business decision, avoiding a potentially career-ending fight, while others saw it as proof that Jake wasn't ready to face real competition. A fan mentioned, "I can't believe Jake pulled out. He talked such a big game and now he's running away. What a joke." Another added, "Honestly, it's probably smart. Tyson would have destroyed him. Jake's just protecting his brand." The debate about celebrity boxing versus traditional boxing has been reignited by Jake Paul's career. On one side, there are those who believe that celebrity boxing is bringing new attention and excitement to the sport. On the other side, there are purists who believe that these fights are undermining the integrity of boxing. Joe Rogan, boxing is a sport with a rich history and real athletes who dedicate their lives to it. Celebrity boxing might bring in views, but it undermines the hard work and dedication of true boxers. Celebrity boxing matches are often seen as spectacles designed more for entertainment than genuine competition. While they can draw large audiences and generate significant revenue, they can also overshadow traditional boxing matches and devalue the achievements of professional boxers.
The press conference was meant to hype up their upcoming fight, but instead, it turned into a showcase of just how mismatched these two competitors are in terms of mindset and experience. Jake Paul, trying desperately to maintain his tough guy image, quickly began to unravel.
New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago.
His attempts to project confidence fell flat, and what we witnessed was nothing short of a full-blown panic attack.
At the end of the day, people are always going to have something to say. It's because of who I am. It's because I proved everyone wrong.
Within seconds, Jake Paul was stumbling over his words, unable to maintain his composure. His attempt to look tough and intimidating was quickly overshadowed by his own nerves. From trying to act nonchalant to outright panic, Jake Paul's performance was a textbook case of how not to handle press conferences. And then there was Mike Tyson, cool, collected, and absolutely lethal with his words. The boxing legend, who's seen it all, turned the press conference into his personal stage. Tyson's demeanor was as sharp as ever, a stark contrast to Jake Paul's erratic behavior. Tyson's calmness was not just for show, it was a tactical move, a way to unsettle his opponent while demonstrating his own composure and superiority. Every word Tyson spoke was calculated to undermine Jake Paul's bravado, and it worked perfectly. And Tyson's presence alone was enough to show that he's still a force to be reckoned with. Now, let's talk about one of the most cringe-worthy moments of the press conference.
Reminder, the most hated and most criticized boxer in the sport of boxing before they loved him was Muhammad Ali. So I'm the anti-hero, and people will love me soon enough once they realize what I've done for this sport.
Jake Paul, in a desperate bid to elevate his own status, made the baffling decision to compare himself to Muhammad Ali. Yes, you heard that right, Jake Paul, a YouTuber with a handful of boxing matches, likened himself to one of the greatest boxers of all time. Muhammad Ali was not just a boxer, he was a revolutionary athlete who changed the sport forever. His footwork, his strategy, his charisma, all of it set him apart from anyone who came before or after him. Comparing himself to Ali was not just absurd, it was a blatant display of Jake Paul's misunderstanding of boxing history and greatness. Ali was known for his unmatched skill and intelligence in the ring. He faced legends like Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman, taking them all on and often emerging victorious in spectacular fashion. Jake Paul, on the other hand, has fought a handful of opponents, none of whom had the pedigree of Ali's challengers. To compare yourself to Ali when your most significant win was against a retired MMA fighter? That's not just delusional, it's downright disrespectful to the legacy of a true great. Ali didn't just box, he redefined what it meant to be a champion. And Jake Paul's comparison is a glaring reminder of how far he still has to go. As you can imagine, the internet had a field day with Jake Paul's meltdown and his audacious comparison to Muhammad Ali. Social media exploded with memes, tweets, and reactions that ranged from humorous to downright scathing. Fans and critics alike are having a blast with this one. The reactions have been pouring in, with many comparing Jake Paul's latest antics to past cringe-worthy moments in boxing and beyond. Some are even genuinely worried about Jake's mental state, given his increasingly erratic behavior. It's not just about the laughs, though. The press conference has raised some serious questions about Jake Paul's readiness for this fight and his overall approach to the sport. If he thinks he can simply run his mouth and create drama without real substance, he might be in for a harsh reality check.
Boxing analyst, celebrity boxing has its place, but it shouldn't be seen as a replacement for real competition. These matches can be fun, but they don't represent the skill and dedication required to succeed in professional boxing. The rise of celebrity boxing also raises questions about the motivations of those involved. Are these fighters genuinely interested in the sport, or are they simply looking for another platform to boost their fame and fortune? This is a question that has been central to the criticism of Jake Paul's career. Joe Rogan Jake Paul is a smart marketer, but let's be real, fighting other YouTubers and celebrities doesn't make you a professional boxer. It's entertainment, not sportsmanship. So what's next for Jake Paul? Will he continue to seek out high-profile but less challenging fights, or will he finally step up and face a real boxer in his prime? For now, Jake Paul remains one of the most polarizing figures in boxing. His ability to draw attention and generate buzz is undeniable, but his place in the sport is still hotly debated. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Jake Paul has changed the conversation around boxing. Joe Rogan Jake Paul is a phenomenon, no doubt, but if he wants real respect in the boxing world, he needs to face real competition. Jake's future in boxing will likely depend on his willingness to take on more challenging opponents. If he continues to fight non-boxers or those past their prime, he will continue to face criticism and skepticism. However, if he steps into the ring with a legitimate contender and proves himself, he could earn the respect of the boxing community. Jake Paul, I'm not afraid of a challenge. I know I have a lot to prove, and I'm ready to take on anyone. I want to show the world that I'm serious about this sport. And what about Mike Tyson? Despite his age, Tyson remains a formidable force in the boxing world. His dedication to training and maintaining his physical condition is inspiring, and many still see him as a dangerous opponent, even at 58. Tyson's return to the ring, even in exhibition capacity, has brought a renewed interest in his career and legacy. Whether or not the fight with Jake Paul ever happens, Tyson's impact on the sport remains undiminished. Mike Tyson, I love this sport. It's given me so much and I want to give back. If that means stepping into the ring again, then so be it. Tyson's legacy is secure, but his continued involvement in boxing raises important questions about the future of the sport. Can older fighters still compete at a high level, or should they focus on other ways to contribute to the sport? Boxing historian Mike Tyson is a legend, and his impact on boxing is undeniable. While it's great to see him still involved, we also need to consider the risks and the importance of preserving his health and legacy. Joe Rogan's critique of Jake Paul has resonated with many in the boxing community. His concerns about the integrity of the sport and the rise of celebrity boxing have sparked important conversations about the future of boxing. Joe Rogan boxing is about skill, dedication, and genuine competition. What Jake Paul is doing might be entertaining, but it's not real boxing. Rogan's voice is influential, and his willingness to speak out against what he sees as a threat to boxing's integrity is commendable. Whether you agree with him or not, Rogan's passion for the sport is undeniable, and his critiques have helped keep the conversation about boxing's future alive. Boxing analyst Joe Rogan's critiques are important because they come from a place of genuine love and respect for the sport. He's not just criticizing for the sake of it, he wants to see boxing treated with the respect it deserves. As the debate about celebrity boxing continues, voices like Joe Rogan's will play a crucial role in shaping the future of the sport. It's essential to find a balance between entertainment and genuine competition, ensuring that boxing remains a respected and beloved sport. Joe Rogan boxing has a rich history, and it deserves to be treated with respect. We need to make sure that the sport's integrity is preserved, even as we embrace new trends and audiences. As we wrap up this episode, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Joe Rogan's critique of Jake Paul? Is Jake Paul a legitimate boxer, or is he just a savvy marketer capitalizing on his fame? And what about Mike Tyson? Can he still compete at a high level, or is it time for him to hang up the gloves for good?
So, let's see what this press conference delivers. We know the fight is a joke.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off over there. He's fat.
And I'm going to show Mike who has the more power because he's underestimating me. I think everyone else is underestimating me, and I believe that I hit harder.
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live.
And I'm happy that I was able to the ring with so many legendary fighters. You know, to become a great fighter, you had to become great. You had to fight great fighters. You had to fight good fighters. So I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for the certain guys that paved the way for me today.
58-year-old men are 58-year-old men, no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
I'm beautiful, and I've been training for a while, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm just asking when you get into camp.
I'm okay to fight.
But when you get into camp, like when?
I'm in camp right now.
Very good, thank you.
I'm in camp right now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I love you, Mike.
Same.
And I'm very nervous for you.
Thank you for caring.
I do care. I care about you, and I care about my brother, and I know the path he's on right now. And it's ruthless, Mike.
I agree. It's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's so cool to watch, and he's really crushing it. And I just feel like I want you to be okay in there, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans and curious spectators alike, welcome to a tale that transcends the ring and delves deep into the heart of a legendary sport. Picture this, a matchup that seems almost too surreal to be true, where past greatness collides with contemporary fame. We're talking about the upcoming showdown between two polar opposites, Mike Tyson, the ferocious former heavyweight champion, and Jake Paul, the social media star turned boxer. But this is more than just a fight, it's a clash of eras, styles, and philosophies. Buckle up, because we're diving into every angle of this high-stakes encounter, exploring the unexpected partnership, the pre-fight drama, and what this bout means for both fighters and the sport itself. The boxing world has been abuzz with excitement, especially following the surprising news that two of the sport's most iconic figures, Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, were teaming up for an intense training session. This unprecedented collaboration was aimed at preparing Tyson for his highly anticipated fight against Jake Paul. For those who follow boxing closely, the very notion of Mayweather, known for his unmatched defensive skills, working alongside Tyson, celebrated for his raw power and aggression, is nothing short of extraordinary. In the realm of boxing, greatness often comes through overcoming great challenges. Mayweather, with his unparalleled defensive prowess and undefeated record, has always been a student of the sport. Tyson, on the other hand, is renowned for his explosive power and aggressive style. The idea of merging their contrasting philosophies for a single training camp is intriguing and promises a fascinating fusion of tactics. Mayweather's insights the training session revealed.
And I'm happy that I was able to the ring with so many legendary fighters. You know, to become a great fighter, you had to become great. You had to fight great fighters. You had to fight good fighters. So I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for the certain guys that paved the way for me today.
Following their training session, Floyd Mayweather broke his silence to share his thoughts on the experience. He expressed admiration for Tyson's unwavering work ethic and passion for the sport. According to Mayweather, the focus of their session was twofold: refining Tyson's already formidable power and integrating defensive techniques that could provide an edge against a younger opponent like Jake Paul. Mayweather's approach to boxing has always been about precision.